Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me tonight. Allie is here with us in voice.
Hi.
Back there. She's not felt good. We've it's been alternating sickness. I've been lucky and not fell to it yet, so I'm happy about that. Let's see who's here tonight. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Hey, what's up, Ancient Gypsy, Grace Paris, Yo Bubs, Journey Takes a Trip, Prissy Penny Pincher, Pam O'Connor, Millie RN. Just roll with it. Appreciate you guys so much. Mars, Cat's Eye, Music City Mom, Music City Angel too. Change your name on me. Elizabeth PCB, Nano for Life. Thank you guys. Angie's Life, Bama Forever. I hope you're doing well. Susan H, Judy Johnson, Sky's Crime Talk, NZ Rocks. Appreciate you. You know why. So we got a pretty good live tonight. MacGyver, Sarah Silva. I don't want to leave anybody out. Roger Bennett. How are you guys doing? Desert Lover. Thank you guys. All of our mods, all of our members, everybody. All of our subscribers. We try to treat everybody the same. We appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys help us out in ways that you don't even know. If it wasn't for somebody who's watches this channel, some of the stuff that's been found wouldn't have been found, I don't believe. And I'm gonna get straight to that right here in a second. We're gonna get I'm gonna get all that pulled up, so bear with me. I didn't have time to do the slides and stuff because I just kind of got this stuff at the last minute. Thank you, people that are watching on Facebook as well. So all right, let me see where to start real quick. Let me get this pulled up and I will start talking about it. Do you guys remember we did a video where 24 minutes after a profile picture on Don Wells' account was changed and there was just a random face that nobody could figure out who it was? There was a lot of speculation as to this guy in Arkansas or this guy here and this guy there. I've got it pulled up right here. This is going to blow your mind when we tell you who this actually is right here. It should be on the screen now. You should be able to see it. You can see the short video when we put this up. This guy right here. Let me go over here and zoom into it. So Allie just happened to be on Facebook and saw it 24 minutes after the profile picture was changed. Now, when I tell you who this guy is and what his name is,
it might be familiar.
It might be a familiar name to everybody. Well, the surname, last name, whichever one you will. So let me do this real quick and we'll just this is who that person would be. His name is Joseph Gully from Rogersville, Tennessee. Are we familiar with that last name? Yes. And why? Because it ties to two now RSOs in Hawkins and Sullivan County. One who used to work for Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, and another one, Zachary Gully, that's tied through Rachel Gully, who was with John Allen Biggins. This right here is important because whoever has control over this profile, when that was changed, it was right around the time that we were just talking about and finding out everything with the Gullies and everything. Okay. Is this somebody giving somebody a clue? I've speculated so much on what this could mean. because this, now, mind you, we know 100% that Don Wells used this Facebook, because this is the Facebook that he first messaged us on when we spoke to him about coming and filming the trails on the property at the beginning. So that would lead me to believe that only very few people have access to this account. You see what I'm saying? Is this a clue? What is it? I don't know. But the gullies are tied all the way into the Manises, the Mocks. Now, speaking of the Manises and the Mocks, who are not only the children, the last name's the two girls, the children of Mary Sexton, who is Don Wells' stepdad's sister, her children that lived right behind on Simpson Road. That's on Ben Hill Road. You go up and you cut up. It's right behind on the property. Okay, that's the Manis and the Mocks. Remember, while we're talking about this is very important to remember the Manis and Mocks last name to that. Okay, I'm going to put that together in a short after this, because this is found. I believe this is leading somewhere close to answers. For months and months, over 6 months now, maybe longer, I know that me and Allie have been really, really keyed in on what we feel like law enforcement is very corrupt in Hawkins County, and have been calling out every time that an RSO in the surrounding area or a cop that has transferred from Hawkins County Sheriff's Department gets caught with RSO charges against minors. Not just an RSO, but RSO charges against minors. And now it's coming out that Brandon Lawson, it just came out that Brandon Lawson, Sheriff Lawson's son, is an RSO against minors. Come to find out, Brandon Lawson never took the path of the family occupation, into law enforcement. Why is that? Because his dad being a sheriff that nobody runs against, that pretty much sits on a hey, Real Sunflower, hey everybody, hey Lip Lock, sorry guys, if you haven't seen everything that we just went over, just go back please, because we're not very far in. But knowing that Ronnie Lawson has this nobody runs against him, nobody tries to step up against him for sheriff. Why is that? He could have his son in any position of power in that county, right? Yeah. I mean, we see that even a district attorney, assistant district attorney out of Greene County, even though he has that phone call to Smiley's, if y'all haven't seen that, I promote that call that she does with what's his name, Allie? Cecil Mills. Right. Yes, Cecil Mills. When she has that phone call with him, he is very, very appreciative and thank you for being so nice. And it struck me as very weird, because he's under fire for the very, very small plea that he allowed Brandon to take, or gave him, mind you. If you've ever met a Commonwealth attorney or a district attorney or a prosecuting attorney, do they ever sound like Mr. Cecil Mills sounds? Thank you so much. I know. That right there. Those kind of people usually assert their power. They're very confident, and they don't take no shit from nobody. Excuse my language, but it's true.
And they normally will not identify a victim of a...
and would never...
They are a minor.
Yeah, would never put a victim of a case's name or who they are out there let alone a minor at that, right? Okay. Even if somebody hacked Don's Facebook account, why would it be a Joseph Gully out of Rogersville? If somebody hacked it, why go and pick that random gully and put it in there? I don't think so. I think what's happened is somebody, now going back to that, I think that's a clue. I think somebody knows something. Because in my opinion, who's the only 3 people that you would think would have access to that account? Candace, Dawn, and media manager. Right? That's what you would think.
And Dawn obviously doesn't have access to
And
that
you know,
account
Dawn
right now.
can't. Yeah, say that again.
Dawn obviously does not have access to that account right now
No.
because he's been incarcerated.
And who has not spoke very much through this whole case? Candace? Was this a clue? Was this this is total speculation, but was that something saying, hey, you're on the right track? Hey, I'm scared to say anything, because this is my honest opinion right now. That when Don Wells said this is bigger than anybody could imagine, that he was being very truthful. As this has went on through the months, there's always been this, that whatever the devil uses for evil, God can make into good. And we've seen threats, and everybody knows what happens around here. Why do you think FBI and TBI left out? That's the threats and the stuff we were getting when we went over there. What if this underworld of powerful people is finally becoming unraveled, and we see it happening right in front of our eyes? What if it is bigger than anybody could ever imagine? What if, I'm saying? I'm not saying it's 100%, but it looks like the truth is coming forward. This is scary right here. This is why, I've talked about these organized searches that we need to do to get people to get certified. But then you think about this. We're calling out corrupt law enforcement. And you're playing a dangerous game to go then walk into that county and do anything, as you could be targeted. Yes. Not only could they, if you hold the kind of power in law enforcement in the courts, that you could set somebody up and get them out of your hair forever. Not saying that's what would happen, but I'm saying it could. Who knows says you can get a tablet from the jailhouse store now, but I don't know if
they can't have Facebook.
Yeah, but you can't have Facebook, and you can't have social media from inside a corrections facility. They have kiosks where you can get emails, things like that, through the special company set up where they charge you so many cents an email or whatever it is. But
can you also bring up that who called Dawn's phone the other day? And
what?
Somebody called Dawn's phone the other day. Who was it? Was it Smiley?
Yeah, so somebody, remember this too, somebody called Dawn's phone the other day. What happened? Go ahead.
And a guy named Joe answered, allegedly. I've not seen it yet. But
Are you serious?
Yes. That was in...
So somebody called Don Wells' phone the other day, and a guy named Joe answered. I didn't know about this.
Yes, you did. It was...
Oh, it was. My bad. And a guy named Joe answers. Is this the Joe we're talking about? Joseph Gully right here?
That's how this was found.
Yeah, so that's how this was found.
Because somebody was looking at Joe's in the area.
Yes, that's how this was found, because the person was looking at Joe's in there. I'm sorry, I had a complete blank because of the email I read. My bad. Okay. This here, now what I'm getting at is, and this is going to tie into everything, and it ties cases together, and it's 100% tying cases together. Now we see Ziggy bringing up, finding out that Sheriff Lawson, Nana's Angels called his phone. That's right. Okay. Okay, let me get this out,
Sorry.
please.
I just thought it was good to cover that.
Okay, let me get this out. So it ties cases together for sure. But we just saw Ziggy call out Stewart. Find out about Stewart, this guy that owns a ton of property in Hawkins County. His family does. And the name of his significant other was a Gorley. I haven't got to go as far as I need to down there yet. Thank you, Hair Curlers in Crime, for becoming a member. Hair Gal, you're awesome. Thank you. You did a very good job on your presentation of the RSOs and putting all that together in an easy way to follow on whiteboard. That was awesome. If y'all haven't checked out that channel right there, Hair Curlers in Crime, you need to go do so. They're doing a good job. Yeah. Okay, so let me get this out, please. I know you didn't that time.
Thank you.
All right. The voice without a face back there. Anyway. So this is where it's getting crazy, and I'm gonna show you more about it. Okay, so we all knew that Carly Trent's case has always been strange. The property where Carly Trent was found was on Donnie Lawson's property, right? We've never been able to pin down 100% that Donnie Lawson's property could have possibly been Ronnie Lawson's brother. It's been speculated, but we can't be. It's been hard to find anything to nail that down to be like 100% on. But that's where she was found, was on Donnie Lawson's property by the news story said, and we're talking about Carly Trent, by 4 different men, right? They were out searching that property. One man does a TV interview on top of a mountain where they had service, and a tip comes in. Not the feds, not Hawkins County, not TBI, but these 4 individuals that are just random citizens searching gets a tip that Carly is out on Donnie Lawson's property, and they find her there. Okay, there's that. Then you go and look at what happened. None of these men accepted the reward money. It wanted to go back into the town. It goes to all these different organizations and puts a sighting on a 90-year-old woman's house. All this, okay? Now, listen to this. So, Brandon Lawson's wife, Brandon Lawson being the son of Sheriff Lawson, his wife, Michelle, is related to Carly Trent. That, now, I'm not going to say how, but that's where the tie is in there. I'm not going to say related. I'm going to say that's how. I can't. So what we may have found, until I can say 100%, is either an aunt. It's been said aunt / sister, that close to Carly, somewhere very like that. So I'm trying to pin that down, but that's right there. That leads me to believe that this kind of thing. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate that so much. That leads me in background, Allie.
Thank you.
Judy Johnson says you're correct, Kim. Thank you. Now, before I move on to get to how this relates to Summer's case, it does. The oldest missing persons case in Hawkins County is a man named James Trent from the early 90s or late 80s. Okay. Carly's dad is also named James Trent. Then Carly potentially went missing for, possibly could have been forever. Then Summer is now missing. There are the Manus and the Mox, which are Mary Sextons that live right there behind Don Wells on 110 Ben Hill, are all, well, there's many of them that work directly for Sheriff Lawson and Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. You have Roy Contz on 249 that knows Sheriff Lawson. 249 Ben Hill, that's where he used to own. You have Stewart, who owns lots of property on Ben Hill Road. And then you have Miss Jody Sue Brown, who Miss Confidential Informant of the Earth, lives there, knows all this about Ronnie Lawson. She is scared to death of law enforcement because I feel like she is a liability to something. If there wasn't a help involved or something, there's a liability. You can take this for what you will. Do the research on your own. If you don't believe me, don't take my word for it. Do your own research and you will see that all this child right here, Summer Wells, is missing, and every single buddy around that road, 110 Ben Hill Road, why is everybody's name that has been mentioned in this case, why does it, they all have ties to Beach Creek 110 Ben Hill Road, or whatever address it is on Ben Hill Road? Anybody you look at, everybody's stories don't make sense. That's by design, I believe. How is Don tied into this? Because his mother married Mary Sexton, whose daughters married people that were involved in Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. Her daughter, Christy Mock, worked for Hawkins County, may still work for Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. Sherfy Jr. has charges against minor, doing 6 years. Sheriff Lawson's son, SA charges against minors, only pulling 1 year. We're going to get more on that on later down the road. I'm not talking about everything I know because you don't show your hand ever. But just know that we are watching very closely and things will be coming to the surface. Okay. Property, big deal. Now, I have heard rumors and people that do not want to come forward and are scared to death of Ronnie Lawson. People that have been in trouble, allegedly, and Sheriff Ronnie Lawson has gave them an ultimatum. Either you can turn over your property and everything you own here and leave, turn over their property to Ronnie Lawson and leave, or you can face charges in Hawkins County where Ronnie controls everything. He's probably giving them the whole, now you want to try to fight these charges, know that 100% you won't win. Because we've seen that his son can obviously do whatever he wants and get slapped on the wrist just because it was brought up. Okay? This is very concerning. Now, hold on a second. y'all hear my daughter in there and singing. She's off pitch right now. A little off key. She needs one of those little whistles. You know.
Oh, don't say that. She's a tuning fork.
Yeah. Okay. Brandon Lawson's home is worth $400,000. Shay said.
Wow.
Yeah, well, you know how. So and Allie said how, and I said, you know how? I said, oh yeah. This man is controlling. Look, it's not just the sheriff. When you sit unopposed on as sheriff. Now, I came across a story by Jeff Bobo If you don't know who Jeff Bobo is, for the Rogersville Review, Times News in Hawkins County, that Ronnie Lawson now holds the record for the longest sitting sheriff in Hawkins County, running unopposed for the how many 4-year term unopposed. What was it? How many times? Hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Okay. So now he holds the whatever it's called for being the longest sitting sheriff, whatever. But that doesn't give him just power over the sheriff. He probably controls everything and has his hand in every little thing that happens in that county. What happens if they need more funding? We've seen it. Angel Talks Too Fast has been busting that wide open. They say they don't have any money for the search. Now we're going to get into the search. Benny did a very good thing about the footprints the other day and showing what Dave Rader had said. If you didn't see that live, check out Benny's live from last night or yesterday about the footprints and Dave Rader. It made me think a lot. Jody Sue Brown ain't out of the woods yet. By the way, if you didn't see that, by us, sitting through her gaslighting and calling her out about that text of her walking the dog, she shared that whole text message and showed the rest of it the other night that said the new search dogs they brought in, that when she wanted to go walk her dog, were leading around the barn, and which resulted in a instant call from Andy. What's that mean? I don't know. Just telling you what the text message said. Now back to what I'm talking about as far as Angel and talk. So Ronnie Lawson saying we don't have enough money for the search for summer. There's not enough money to continue on that, but yet they're buying new vehicles, new gear, new this and that. They have a budget of so many million or hundreds of thousands. I don't know the exact amount, but it's a lot, right? Mm-hmm. But yet they can't search for a missing child. Did they think this one that now it seems like they've had success with past missing persons cases and it going the way that they wanted it to? This is total speculation now, but I'm just saying this is my opinion. And from everything that we're finding, it's saying, yeah, it's clear. You can only have so many coincidences before it's not a coincidence anymore. And I believe you get like one coincidence before it becomes it's obviously planned and is working like a well-built machine over there. One coincidence, I'll say, oh, okay, one coincidence. You don't have this many freaking coincidences in a case or cases or in a county. Like I said, whatever the devil uses for bad, God can make for good, and he's done that in this. Hopefully, Summer's story soon comes out to be a success story and she's found safe. That would be awesome. But how do you bring this material to somebody who can make a difference? You heard when I called and left a report to the TBI, they didn't even get my name. I said, I have information because we documented many things. We were close to the wells at the beginning of this investigation, but not just the wells, the neighbor. And she says, hold on just a second, goes and answers another call, comes back and says, do you really have? No, I'm just telling you that I do and I don't. And then I leave her that information. She doesn't say anything, doesn't get a name, doesn't get anything, and just they're not serious about looking into anything. I didn't say anything about YouTube. I didn't say anything about who I was for them to even think anything. They just don't care. Thank you, Yanni. Survivor Stories. I appreciate that so much. Yes, Tingle Bar. I do believe that they wouldn't know this if it were true. Now the feds, they're obviously paying attention to something over there because the feds are the ones that are running these stings, and the district attorney's office is the one that ran this sting on Brandon Lawson from years prior. Maybe they are watching it, but see, this is the thing about an investigation in the feds and everything that people don't realize. They look at a big picture in an investigation. They're like, do we go in and take them out for this one thing when we're building a case this big that brings down a whole empire of people over one? And would they, we see it all the time on movies and documentaries and everything about cases. They will have one, I guess you would call it casualty, to get a bigger goal accomplished. It is what it is. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but that's how they think. Why would we go in and get somebody and not have the whole story over one thing when we can sit back and wait and we watch the cards when one card in a house of cards, what's it take to bring the whole house down? Usually one or two cards fall, but you got to take the base down, right? So there's got to be a strong gust of wind to do that, to bring the whole the house of cards down. And obviously this house, speaking in in that sense, what's the word I'm looking for, Allie? Using, I don't know if you get what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, we'll say Hawkins County is the house. They thought it was built from very strong material, but it is very, very flimsy right now. And it's going to come tumbling down. Collateral damage, sad but true. Thank you, AC. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I'm ready for the cards to fall as well, Millie RN. Look, take it for what you will. This is what I believe is happening over there. Believe me, I don't think it's going unnoticed anymore. They didn't think that this missing case. Now, look, you have James Trent. That case has not been solved. You also have a case of a man who went missing that hasn't been solved yet. The last person to see this man alive was a Hawkins County Sheriff's deputy who dropped him off at Walmart to never be seen again. His name was brought up the other day. I think it's the one Benny talked to. Yes, Tony. Tony? Yeah. Captain Tony or whatever his name was. No, never to be seen again. Now, we know that he didn't care too much about talking about Sheriff Lawson. They're all scared of that man. Now, is he going to run against Sheriff Lawson? Now, remember what we said. Tony Allen. Tony Allen. That is his name. There is a missing person in Hawkins County tied straight to him. He was the last person. So he was the last person. He gave the man a ride and dropped him off in a Walmart in Kingsport. Allegedly. No, that's not allegedly. That's what happened. There's documentation of it.
I'm saying he allegedly dropped him off at Walmart.
No, there's documentation that he did. There's a story wrote about it.
I know, but I'm saying you're not getting what I'm saying.
No, he did take him, but to say he's involved, I think speculation, right?
Right, and I'm saying that according to the news articles we have read, he allegedly dropped the missing person off at Walmart.
Right, okay, I got you. My bad. My bad. Yeah, I got you. Sorry. Skern's been down in those tunnels, allegedly, for what? What tunnels? I have not seen any evidence of that there. If tunnels on Beach Creek or whatever, I don't believe that. there's caves there, but that they're far and I don't even believe they're on the Wells property. I've been all over that property and seen nothing of caves on the Wells property. You can take our word for it, or you can take whoever's. I'm just saying, I've not seen it, and I would definitely tell you if there was. Hey, M, G'day. That's how I like to say MG Days. How it's spelled. How are you doing? Yeah, I wish so too, Constant Sue. I don't know. There's something I'd like to see that too. I don't know about the capitalizations and the algorithm. I'm not. Oh, it doesn't bother me. Okay, but somebody said there's tunnels all over that area. Now, if there is, I don't know where there's access to them underground tunnels. I don't know. But to be on what would they be for? Juicy Joel says Ben Hill Road you saw, Jam Alley. What would those tunnels be for? St. Elmo's fires are related to Holly Bobo. Okay, so Connie Hilliker says from the 1840s through the 1870s, the marble industry developed in Hawkins County, an area became famous for its pink and red variegated marble. So is that what the tunnels were used for, to find marble? Hey, what's up, Philip Pruitt? How are you doing? That man, what's his name? So go to the Times News. You can just do a quick Google search of it, Kingsport Times News, or just Google Hawkins County, Tennessee active missing persons cases, and it'll list them all in one story. Or I can pull it up. Either one, we can do that right now. But it kind of will throw me off of what I'm trying to get to if we do that right now. But if I can point you in the right direction, that's where
I'll tell you the name of the
Yeah, you tell me the name of the person. That would be great, Allie. Thank you. Now, okay, so I would just like to see. I'm not going to say that there is not tunnels somewhere there if there's use, but I'm saying on that property, I've not seen anything or any visible entrance to a tunnel or anything that would run under 110 Ben Hill Road. I'm just saying I haven't seen that. We looked too when we were out there. I looked for anything that was out of the norm. The only thing that we did miss that we ended up seeing was a shed or the cellar part underneath the gray shed that is actually the address. The shed is actually the home address right there of 110 Ben Hill. It's not actually the house that the Wells lived in. That's the only thing that we didn't know about, and it's just a single. It doesn't even take up the whole underneath of that shed. It's just one side of it. Oh, thank you, Adrian Watkins. Okay. Saskatchewan Tunnel, Lip said. Okay, thank you. All right, let's see. Now to get back on what I'm talking about, so not to get thrown off. All right. Did you find that name before I move on, Allie?
I'm trying. I found that article, but hold on. I'm trying to look through it real fast.
It's actually what somebody said something right. Let me see. Yorkshire roasters came. Your head is so full of info. I'm not surprised you forget names, etc. Look, it's hard to keep. It is very hard to keep up with all this information, and a lot of stuff I can fire off straight from memory, and I'm surprised that I can do that. As this brain's been through a lot. But did you find it? It's down towards the bottom.
I will say that this says that the oldest missing persons case in Hawkins County is Kenneth Brent Patterson.
Okay, well, the James Trent one I thought was the oldest one, but it says Kenneth Brent Patterson is the oldest. He went missing from Goshen Valley, but James Trent is another missing one, and it's from the early 90s, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So not the oldest. Let me correct myself on that from that article. Thank you, Allie, for telling me
And
that.
it was David Wayne Blizzard,
Da-
33 years
David
old.
Wayne Blizzard was the man who went missing, last seen by Tony Allen, Hawkins County Sheriff's deputy, road cop at the time.
He allegedly took him to the Walmart on Stone Drive.
Here, speak up so they can hear you.
Okay, well, here, I'll just read it. It says, David Wayne Blizzard, 33, of Surgoinsville, disappeared on September 30th, 2005. Blizzard's mother reported on October 10th, 2005, that she had not seen him since September 30th when he was at her residence in Surgoinsville. Following a domestic disturbance, Blizzard was transported to Walmart on Stone Drive in Kingsport by a Hawkins County deputy. He hasn't been seen since. Blizzard's disappearance has been investigated by both the Kingsport Police Department and Hawkins County Sheriff's Office.
TBI, nothing got involved in that.
No, it just says Kingsport and Hawkins County.
Think about this too. Huh?
Shouldn't they have?
No, this is the thing. That's what I was going to say. So TBI didn't get involved in that missing persons case. I think it's only by request of the agency that they call upon the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, or if they catch wind of a case. I don't even think they have to turn it over to them. So maybe that's why a lot of things have been kind of looked over, swept under the rug, because TBI only comes in when asked for. When was that?
September 30th, 2005.
September 30th, 2005.
Was the day that he gave him the ride. So I guess there was a domestic disturbance at his mom's house.
So, yeah. So she said there was a domestic disturbance at Mr. Blizzard's mother's home.
And the cops came.
Well,
Deputy Tony Allen came.
That
we know of. We don't know who.
Allegedly.
But, and then Tony Allen gave him a ride to Walmart.
And then allegedly Tony Allen gave Mr. Blizzard, age 33 at the time, 2005, a ride to the Walmart on Fort Henry?
No, on Stone Drive.
On Stone Drive in Kingsport. Okay.
And he hasn't been seen since.
And he has not been seen since. So just an argument with your mother? The cops take you?
I don't know who the argument was with at the mob's
I
house,
think people need to really look into that.
I think so too.
That right there might hold a lot of answers.
Yes,
right there. It says Laura Elizabeth just said the bones of a 22-year-old woman have been found over by Rogersville. Is there missing 22-year-old woman in that write-up? Allie is looking for. Now, there was the woman that was found in the sewage drain off. I wanted to show y'all that. I found a clip of that. Was it Tony Allen's badge that was found on Summers' property, or was that someone else's? I'm thinking of Enzy Rocks.
I remember that being said.
I remember that being said too, but I'm not 100%. Now, let me ask y'all this. Y'all remember it being reported too, and I know this to be true. When Summer went missing, a Hawkins County deputy brought Candace what? Allegedly? A bottle of liquor? When is that protocol? That sounds like somebody that's like, here, hush.
Or here, talk.
Or here, talk. Or here, hush. Yeah, that's... That is true, though. That happened. To get them to talk is what goes sipping conspiracies. Yeah. Not beer, liquor. Yeah, that's right. Bottle of liquor. So.
And to answer that question, there's not a 22-year-old on this list.
Yeah.
The only women on it, one was 38, but that one was a homicide. So she was
Yeah, there's only women on that list is a 38-year-old woman, and it was a homicide.
And then there's a 33-year-old.
And the 33-year-old woman.
And the 33-year-old woman, I don't think they found her. I don't think they found her, but they charged somebody with her disappearance or death.
She does. Allison's way more than a secretary and a helper, though. But she says Allison, she makes the secretary and partner, keeps Cam in check. It's a fact. She is the opera. She is the glue, everything. And she helps me with so much. We have a pretty good. We work together well. We'll just say that. No,
pretty good team.
Pretty good team. We are.
Tomorrow's our anniversary.
And tomorrow is our anniversary. Our wedding anniversary. Our 9 years married. How many years together? 11. Almost 11 years together. 9 years married. So, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. I had plans. I had plans to talk about it, but I did not forget our anniversary.
No,
I just said happy early.
I know you told me happy early anniversary like an hour and a half ago.
I did. Thank you guys. So yeah, this is what I wanted to bring y'all tonight. I hope that you find it as compelling as we did. Now, I have a whole lot more that I am just trying to verify. So what do we know as a recap of this? Now, before I finish, whoa, don't nobody go nowhere. I forgot something. So when I was talking about what Benny did the other night with the footprints, when you hear Dave Rader talk, he says a 2-mile radius saturated in summer scent, I believe is how it's said. Now, they didn't find the prints, Summer's prints, till the 19th, allegedly the prints till the 19th of June. Now, I need to bring up the screenshots from the property owner. But what is said to him is that he says the officers told me that the prints had to have been left sometime in between the 15th of June to the 19th of June. Somewhere in between that, for that scent to be that pronounced, for the dogs to alert on it. Were those prints put there purposely to mislead search and rescue? Very possible. With one print on one property, just one bare footprint. And then on another property, allegedly, that doesn't get talked about as much as the one. Now, I will say this. It has been said from somebody who is close to a lot that very early on, before prints were ever even publicly talked about or anything besides the property owner putting it on the Facebook group, somebody who has very close ties, somebody who sits right in the middle of a lot of people in power, had made a statement to somebody that they only found one footprint and it led to nowhere. Summer, it will never be found. That was said to somebody, and I'm trying to be very careful. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Take it for what you will. I'm not going to say it anymore. But that's a very big statement to make from that. Now, if somebody left that a false or to a false lead for law enforcement to follow, what if the searches that were only done not by EquiSearch, but by law enforcement. The ones that were only done were when Summer went missing, June 15th to the 28th of June, not months after, like Jody Sue wants to say. Now, when law enforcement search only went from June 15th, 2021 till June 28th, 13 days, then you don't have another search for months till November 30th. Why were those searches put so far? And there was only 2 days on the second search. November 30th, from June to November, nothing. You have EquiSearch, but not law enforcement. But you remember Churchill Rescue Squad got into it with EquiSearch and said that they weren't turning over what they found to them. And there was that big argument between EquiSearch and Churchill Rescue Squad. So law enforcement obviously wasn't feeling EquiSearch, and they vice versa. But what if those searches were purposely put out there to deflect from something else? And who would be the only people in power to do that? This is all speculating. I'm just saying, let's put some ideas out there that might get people to start thinking, and we might get on a track. Let's look into these people who would only have the power to say, let's go back out to a certain area and let's search here, and try to mislead or put, why go out to Fields Road? If Jody Sue might be a liability, why she's so nervous, why go out to Fields Road and go towards a property? Maybe it's by design. Maybe it's not. Let's look into the names that we found. Let's look into the gullies. Let's look into all of this information we've talked about tonight, and let's work together and let's try to get to the truth. I think the truth is coming for Summer. I think that we are finding out things piece by piece till this house of cards falls, right? It's going to come down soon. Believe me, I feel it. And I know that if we work together, we'll get to that. All right, let's pray and let's get out of here. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for what you do. Thank you for answers coming out when they do. Lord, it's in your time, not ours. Let us not get impatient. Let us always work towards the truth. Let us be kind to one another. Let us be true to one another. Lord, put a hedge of protection around the missing children, and let whatever is done in the dark come to light. Let whatever the enemy uses for bad be turned to good by you, God. We pray these things in your mighty name, and we ask that you bless everyone in this chat right now. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Remember that we are standing behind the Red Ribbon Project. Is the project that in schools that teach kids early to live a sober life and gives them tools to do so. I think it's an important cause. It is. Very important cause. So children don't have to go through a life of addiction. It's hard. It really is. Remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice.
But justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate.
That's right. Till next time, we love you. Thank you for joining Cracking Cases tonight. Till next time, keep on cracking. God bless. We'll see you next time.